Hey guys, how you doing? This is Ty, servicegab.com. Ryan and I were wanting to put together some postcard videos. Him and I have done a lot of postcards in the past and present. I still do a lot of door-to-door postcards, and I still do a lot of every door direct postcards. Just kind of wanted to show you how in the beginning I pushed a lot of door-to-door postcards. I put flyer crews out. We put out a lot of flyers. Sometimes we put up 5,000 a week. Not always, but we did a lot. We've done millions of them, so we kind of know our way around with the flyers. Just kind of wanted to go over some tips and tricks on how to be more efficient with your flyering. With flyering, you're always going to deal with some issues. You got manpower out there that's not always straightforward with how much they're putting out or how long they were out. So what I created, I kind of got some apps together on phones, stuff like that, that kind of alleviated the problems. I got it down now. We very seldom have people trashing flyers or ditching out because there's not really a way that they can do it without having to prove where they've been. So I'm just going to go over kind of how I set up a route, how I look at an area I want to hit, and kind of put together a little campaign. So when I start researching an area I want to hit, usually I'll kind of drive the area first and see if it's something I want to hit. If it's high in renters, depending on what type of business you're doing, if you do a lot of turns, that's not a bad place. But if you want to be in a higher end neighborhood, I kind of avoid oil spots on driveways, cigarette butts all over the front yard, stuff like that. I mean, pretty simple stuff. But if you drive through a nice neighborhood, you want to learn a little bit more about them. I go to the USPS website, go to the businesses. I'll go to the Every Door Direct tool. We're not doing Every Door Direct, but I use their tool a lot for the research. Just say that you found a neighborhood you wanted to hit, and you know the zip code wherever it may be. Type in that zip code. It's going to pull it up here for you. This is a cool program because it does have some basic demographics. I mean, it's not perfect, but it does have basics. You can go in here and say you wanted to hit this area. You can see that up here, say, you can see the income level in there. You can see the size. There's 3.1 people per household. So it's kind of a family neighborhood. I know this area is a retirement area, and you can tell that. It says 1.8 people per household, or the PPL. Let's see what they're calling it. The average household size, whatever, PPL. So you look at this, 72,000 income. That's household income. You can go over here, 83. Here's 102. So just say that this is a nice neighborhood. We're going to unclick that. We're going to zoom in here. I like to go in here, get a good close. And you'd screenshot this. Screenshot it, print it off. You can laminate them if you want to, if you know that's going to be your area. When I do it, I always recommend hitting that place every 4 to 6 weeks. Be real heavy on consistency. You might change up the message a little bit. I like to put your picture on there. Ryan's really good with the design work. If you guys ever get with Ryan, he can come up with some good ones. We've tested a lot of cards. He's very good at coming up with a good brand. But anyway, you're going to want to hit that area hard and consistently. So once you have that, you printed it out, you kind of get your area you wanted. An app on a phone, so the actual distribution, when you order them, I always bundle them in bundles of 100. We have these packs that they put on their shoulders. It carries a water or two. It can carry up to 500 flyers. We'll go over why you would carry that many shortly, but I typically like to only put between 200 and 300 flyers on a flyer guy at a time. Reasoning, if you do the math, you're walking about 3 miles an hour. It's going to take about 3 to 5 hours to put out 300 flyers, depending on how big the neighborhoods are. You add that up, 3 miles an hour times 5, that's 15 miles. I don't know about you, but 15 miles is a lot of walking, and if you're going to do it consistently, you don't want to burn out your flyer guys. So, 2 to 3 hours, that's 6 to 9 miles. It's a good walk if they're in shape. So if you wanted to do more, why I said 500 flyers, sometimes to help with the budget, when I start setting up a campaign, I will hire 2 to 3 people to do it. What I do, I make them download an app called Map My Walk or Runkeeper. They're both a lot alike, and they really do show a lot of detail on your walks. So, and it'll even show the route up to the doors. And I make my guys screenshot me this, so it shows me how much time they were out there, and it'll show me their whole route. And then you can kind of look at it with the map you gave them, and you can file the date, whatever time that area was. I mean, you can file it for, like, if you put it in a spreadsheet and you put it out for another 4 to 6 weeks, you're going to go back and hit that same route. Then you can start filing those and saving them. Like what we did, we had an Express or an Excel spreadsheet, and we would start copying the links so we could click those routes. So it would say like it was done on, say, 4/28. Next scheduled would be like 6/10 or something, and it would have a link to the picture embedded in the Excel spreadsheet. But that way you can pull up where exactly it was, and who walked the route too. You can color code them. You can get really crazy with it, but the biggest thing is just really keeping tabs on where your guys are at, the GPS. And on the 500 flyer thing, like, you sell a route, you'll start dealing with realtors, handymen, painters, plumbers, whatever. You can start talking to them, and you can sell off a route so you can put 2 flyers up at the same time or 3 flyers up. I've only done 3 at a time as the max. Usually it's only 2, and the response seems to be fine. But if you start putting too much, it kind of looks a little spammy. You start loading doors with them. I personally use 4x6 postcards. They work really good. Stick right in the door, stick in the security door. They work really good. So you can kind of tell if the time's adding up and the mileage is adding up. You'll know. If somebody's out for 3 hours, they should be close to 7 to 10 miles walking. And like I said, that's gonna tell you if your flyers are getting out or not. When they screenshot you back, and it's not just for other people. It's good to keep tabs on yourself too, just so you know exactly where you went. But when you do hire it out, you do really want to keep tabs on this stuff. But you can go and drive the area, make sure it's getting done right. It helps out a lot. Flyers is a very, very tricky thing to manage. I've been doing it for 3 years now. These little apps here are a lifesaver. This program's really cool. And again, it's USPS.com you can go to, and you can use it in their business, Everydoor Direct. Map My Walk, mapmywalk.com, runkeeper.com. Download one of those apps. It's just good tools to keep yourself organized. Thanks, and we'll talk soon.